Dinner in general is too mainstream. I prefer brunch, but only with my gay cousin, Mirando.
Brunch with my gay cousin is too mainstream. I prefer second breakfast with my transgender frog.
South America is too mainstream. I prefer Eastern America, the one that's off the map that no one knows about.
Strippers are too mainstream. I prefer women who put their clothes on slowly while I masturbate. Any form of masturbation is too mainstream in general. I don't have genitals.
Genitals are too mainstream. I prefer Jewish people.
Religion in general is too mainstream. I prefer atheism, but only when I preach it to everybody with a fucking cross.
Chrome is too mainstream. I prefer Google.
Google is too mainstream. I prefer El Goog, its counterpart.
El Goog is too mainstream. I prefer...
Shaving pubes is too mainstream. I prefer letting them grow into a mystical forest.
Mystical forest pubes are too mainstream. I just prefer shaving my pubic hair into a tree itself. Sparks are too mainstream. I prefer my invention, the Spafok knife. It's all three in one, but I tried to make it and the universe exploded. Small animals are too mainstream. I prefer animals the size of houses, but they have small genitals. I like the way you're sitting.
Sitting's too mainstream. I prefer standing up, but upside down.
Upside down is too mainstream. I prefer standing on the sky while tripping on acid. Whatever that is too mainstream. I prefer the Republican Party.
The Republican Party is too mainstream. I prefer the Republican get-together. It's like the Republican Party, but more down-key and better music.
Music is too mainstream. I prefer playing bongos with my anus. Going to restaurants is too mainstream. I prefer going to restaurants alone and then making some other bitch pay.
American courtesy is too mainstream. I prefer pesos.
Pesos are worthless. Being alone is too mainstream. I prefer being forever alone. I love covering things in syrup, but it's too mainstream. I prefer covering my love partner Enrique with chocolate syrup.
4-foot Mexican love partners are too mainstream.
He's 5'5". Boilers are too mainstream. I prefer letting things evaporate as I watch pornography of old men. Repeating things is too mainstream. I prefer the Department of Redundancy department.
I've been there.
How was it?
It was shit.
Shit is too mainstream. I prefer urine, but frozen and then concentrated.
Urine is too mainstream. I prefer mine out. Lava's too mainstream. I prefer...
Ha!
You've probably never heard of it.
Grape soda is too mainstream. I prefer Kool-Aid because I'm black like that.
Kool-Aid's too mainstream. I prefer lame, not help. Mussolini's too mainstream. I prefer Alkalini. Like a moose. Crocodiles in general are too mainstream. I prefer real-dials. Like a croc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things that have died out completely are too mainstream. I prefer Brendan Fraser's career.
Silver is too mainstream. I prefer its chemical compound AU. As in AU, what the fuck are you doing? CSI Miami is too mainstream. I prefer law.
Yeah! Illegal immigrants are too mainstream. I prefer illegal aliens, but only the kind who ride Versace UFOs.
UFOs are too mainstream. I prefer other acronyms like SCUBA.
The Strokes are too mainstream. I prefer the aneurysms.
Twilight is too mainstream. I prefer Twidark.
Bella is too mainstream. I prefer Alarma. Going 2 letters sideways is too mainstream. I prefer going 2 letters upwards. My favorite band, Upwards. They're my band. They're an electro-pop synth band from Brooklyn. You probably never heard of us because we never played a show. But we're on MySpace. Favorite bands are too mainstream. I prefer Weezer.
Weezer is too mainstream. I prefer Coffer.
Penises in general is too mainstream. I prefer... No, I like penises.
Penises are okay.
Kelly Clarkson is too mainstream. I prefer Kelly Clark's daughter.
I hate adults. They're too mainstream. I prefer kids.
Are too mainstream. I prefer toddlers, but only when they're cut in half.
Apples are too mainstream, I prefer pears. Oranges.
Pears are too mainstream, I prefer aparts. Tumblr's too mainstream, I prefer rolling it.
Posting pictures on Tumblr is too mainstream, I prefer quoting songs that I've never listened to before but have lyrics that pertain to me. Dying animals are too mainstream, I prefer live animals. That aren't really live, because it's really just Chuck Testa.
Chuck Testa's too mainstream, I prefer Charlie Quizzer. The Super Bowl is too mainstream, I prefer the OK plate. Tom Brady's too mainstream, I prefer football players that don't fucking suck. I hate the Patriots, they're gonna lose. The Giants winning is too mainstream, I prefer nothing else.
Eli Manning is too mainstream, I prefer E-Truth Womaning. I must go, I have to go to the Katy Perry concert.
The fuck did you just say?
I mean, I have to, bleach my anus.
Can I watch
You can videotape it.
and put it on VO? There we go.